Hello everyone, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and message for Tuesday, the 21st of January 2014. For today's reading I felt guided to use the Mary Queen of Angels Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's see what the message is from this card deck today. I've asked for, for our YouTube community. Okay, there's one that has a couple that have flipped out here. All right, so the two that have flipped out are, first there's children, and it says, "My heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles and positive change for them and me." So this is for a parent who may be struggling with something right now with their child, okay, and it's a reminder to, approach the situation with love, even if you may be very frustrated about it right now, with not knowing an answer or how to, how it's going to resolve, or, whatever the issue is. And I feel like it's urging you to, sometimes with children as they're going through things, all we can do is just be there for them. It's not always up to us to resolve everything. Sometimes it's something they have to work out in themselves. They have to reach a certain level of maturity in their body, in their mind, and their spirit to, hit their next level of development. And sometimes they can seem to fall back a little bit first before they make that leap forward. So anyways, it's also letting you know that Mother Mary's helping you with any issues that you may have with your children, or if you don't have any children, if you don't have any of your own children of your own, either through natural means or adopted. It's a message about loving the child within you. If you didn't feel like you had a really good mother figure, or if there was issues there with your mother, and sometimes we have to grieve the loss of that maternal figure that we wish we had. And so it's kind of a message to, give yourself that, that which you would have liked to have received from your mother. Okay. Now, if you have a great relationship with your mother and you really love and admire all that she gave to you, then this isn't an issue. But it may also be indicating that just within maybe your family, your siblings, what have you, there's issues coming up that go back to your childhood. It's maybe just some old tit-for-tat arguments that have gotten resurrected, or just old issues. I mean, sometimes issues that haven't been resolved that when we were kids with our siblings and our parents, kind of resurrect themselves. So, the message on this card is to go back and love that child that you were, or that your sibling was back then. Dramas, childhood and sibling dramas erupt out of a need for attention and love, and to be acknowledged. So go back and love that child that you were, or whoever the issue that you had, give love also to the person you had the issue with. And it's about, loving that child that's still there within you, okay? Because even though we've all, it may have been many years that have passed, we've all grown up. Sometimes there's still those, they just surface every once in a while, and sometimes for seemingly no apparent reason at all. So, you may have to acknowledge, an issue that's repeatedly coming up for you is one that goes back to when you were a child, and love that child that had that experience. Give them the love that you would give them now as a parent. Because in some ways, at least in spiritual means, time has no meaning. So you can go back to that child at that point in time, love them, rescue them, take care of them, and it will have, really dramatic effects on, who you are now, and changing the way you feel and deal with things. So, and also I feel it just may be an indication that there's issues amongst your children right now that you're going to have to be dealing with, and those do come up. And it's just a reminder again, as the card says, my heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles and positive change for them and me. And I do feel like it's a reminder in general for us, those who are on a spiritual path, to send our love out to the children of the world. Our teenagers, our young children in places where there's suffering going on in terms of, them not being able to get their material supplies, their basic supplies of, food, water, things like that. Send our love out to the children of the world, because how we treat our children today will determine our tomorrows. The other card that came out was giving and receiving, and it's a reminder to, once again, if you are a parent and you're, having to deal with a lot of issues with your children, to give back to yourself, okay? It says, I balance being generous and receptive, because both are equally important. Whether you're a mom or a dad, we do give a lot to our children. And so it's important for us to allow ourselves to be, receivers, because it completes that cycle of giving and receiving. When you give to somebody else, you have the joy of seeing how, what you've given benefits them. And they, but on their end, they have to be willing to receive it, because no one ends up happy if you want to give something to somebody and they're refusing it. And, especially if it was something that you were really delighted to give them. So now, if you don't have children of your own, it's a reminder for us all of balancing. If you've been the receiver of a lot lately, it's time for you to maybe share what you have, or share what you've been given, share what you know, maybe teach it to others. And then once again, the flow comes to allowing yourself time to receive. So, in some way today, I feel like this goes out to some people who may, as a reminder to make sure you're not taking on too much of the workload, where in whatever, maybe job that you're in, or, be careful of spreading yourself too thin, I feel like is part of the message too. Remember to keep some balance. And, even if you have, a lot of tasks that seem overwhelming, a little bit at a time, do work diligently for a while, and then allow yourself and your mind to rest and receive, okay? It's giving and receiving in this sense is kind of like, in spiritual terms, they often refer to it as the inhalation and the exhalation. One goes into the other, and try to balance out your time and, not put in, if you're going to put in a long work day, and you can get yourself through it, then remember to allow yourself, or give something to yourself, allow yourself to receive on another day and not work such a long day. So I feel like it's a reminder to some people to not take on too much right now, to allow yourself to receive help from other people in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And also, be open and receptive to compliments, and, it may be that there's some real nice goodness coming your way in the form of compliments, people recommending you, people acknowledging you, and be open to receive that, because you have been someone who has genuinely given well of their time, or given a lot of their time. So be open to receiving that. So it shows up in a variety of ways, the giving and receiving. So be open to both. And remember that it's really about balance. It's really about balance. The more you keep things balanced, the better you'll feel. Okay? You're less likely to get strung out, sick, tired, cranky or resentful. So those are the messages that I get for today from these cards. I hope you have a lovely Tuesday. I hope these messages resonate with you. And I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.